free to go at your own pace. It might be a little bit slower than normal, and you know what? That's okay. Sometimes it just feels good to slow down a bit. And today we're going to start in child's pose. So you're going to bring your toes together to touch, your knees about mat width distance apart, and then go ahead and reach those arms out long. If this doesn't feel good on those shoulders, I want you to goal post your arms out to your sides. Bring your forehead to your mat and close your eyes. And just take some nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. You might rock your forehead from the right and to the left, massaging your third eye center. I want you to walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. And feel a nice long side body stretch on your left side. I want you to walk your hands back to center, and I want you to take a moment to pause. And just notice how you feel on your left side body and how you feel on your right side body. And then go ahead and walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to center. We're just going to take 3 more breaths right here in through your nose. Try to send that exhale all the way down to your sacrum, your tailbone. Try to make your exhales twice as long as your inhale. Allowing yourself to take in only what you need and letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Go ahead and press yourself up to that tabletop. Bring those knees in. Wrists can be underneath your shoulders or about an inch out in front. Same goes for your knees underneath your hips. And I want you to take just a minute here, and I want you to do some organic stretching in your body. So that may mean that you just close your eyes and you move however you want to move. You may take some rounds of cat-cow. You might take some hip circles. You might turn your fingertips so that they face you to stretch out your wrists. But I want you to just take this time to focus on you and what your body needs. You took the time to show up this morning to your mat. you're ready, just go ahead and return to that neutral tabletop position. You're going to extend your left toes to the mat behind you. Don't let your pinky toe get lost in this mix. And I just want you to press yourself back and forward. And press back. I want you to lift your right knee off your mat, send your right knee behind that right wrist and find that pigeon pose. Know that you can always do this from your supine position or on your back. Spine's nice and tall, and you might take this opportunity to bow forward for a deeper stretch in that right hip. Go ahead, return to your hands, curl your left toes behind you, right leg back, left knee in, press yourself back and forth. That pinky toe sometimes just doesn't want to stay connected to your mat. Go ahead, press through the ball mound of that right foot. Lift your left knee up, send it behind your left wrist, pigeon second side. Spine is nice and tall. Feel free to bow forward or take this on your backs. Crossing that left ankle over your right thigh. Go ahead and press yourself up, curl your right toes behind you, and just meet back in tabletop. Extend your left leg out long behind you. Don't open up that hip to the left. Try to keep your hips squared to your mat. Flex that left foot behind you. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Maybe extend that right arm out. And reach. Go ahead and point your left toes. Curl that knee behind you. Reach back with that right hand for the inner outer part of that left foot. And feel a nice stretch in that right shoulder and your left thigh. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, slowly release back down to tabletop. Drop your hips to the left. Drop your hips to the right. Extend your your right leg out long. Flex that right foot behind you, navel in towards your spine. Head and neck in line with your spine, and when you're ready, go ahead and extend that left arm out. And breathe. Point your right toes behind you, curl that knee, reach back, stretch out your left shoulder, right thigh. Rooting down through your left shin, right hand. Take one more inhale here, and exhale, return to tabletop. Drop your hips to the right, drop your hips to the left. Left hand stays, go ahead and inhale, reach your right arm up high and twist. Roll your wrists one direction. Roll your wrists the other direction. Really reach those right fingertips, and on your exhale, thread the needle, bringing your right arm underneath your left, your head to your mat. Option here to either press through that left hand to twist that chest open. You might want to walk that left hand forward. You might want to find yourself in a half bind. Options. Return your left hand to your mat as you press down and twist open. On your exhale, return your right hand to your mat. Right hand stays, sweep that left arm up high and twist. Roll your wrist out one direction. Roll your wrist the other direction. Reach, reach, reach. And on your exhale, thread the needle second side. Bring that left arm underneath your right. Press down through that right hand. Maybe take the same option on side 2 as you did on side 1. Maybe you just close your eyes. Notice any differences from one side to the other. Press through that right hand as you reach your left arm up high and stretch. Exhale, left hand down. Go ahead and curl your toes behind you and lift your hips up high for downward facing dog. Don't bring your shoulders up towards your ears. I want you to press them away. Gaze in between your knees. Energetically send your heels towards your mat if they touch. Cool, if not, no big deal. Go ahead and pedal out your heels right and left, taking your gaze underneath your right armpit, underneath your left armpit. It might feel good on an inhale to rise up to the ball mounds of those feet. And exhale, send your heels towards your mat. Bend into your knees, lift your gaze, and I want you to just walk your feet one at a time to the top of your mat, feet inner hip bone distance apart. Bow forward and fold. Root down through your heels, lift up through your hips and feel a nice stretch from your heel through the back of your calf all the way up to your glutes. Just let your head hang heavy here. Opposite hand, opposite elbow, ragdoll pose. It might feel good to sway from one side to the other. It might feel good to switch the grip of your elbows. Bring your hands to your mat. Take a big bend or a little bend into your knees. Press through your heels, stack your vertebrae one at a time. Your head is the last to rise. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Relax your shoulders down your back. Tadasana. Go ahead and grab that towel or your yoga strap. So, sorry, my towel's kind of dirty. But you're just going to have enough space so that you can grab opposite sides, okay? So that towel, your hands are on the outside of your thighs. And you're just going to reach out and up, shoulders stay down, and back behind you. I want you to use your own breath. Now, if you can't touch that towel all the way back behind you, who cares? It's no big deal. Maybe you only get that towel just a little bit behind your head, and that's okay. Keep a micro bend in your elbows. Use your breath. Don't use your hips. Okay, none of this. Micro bend in those knees. Chin level with the earth. And this might not feel good, and that's all right too, right? You're gonna go 3 more times. Wherever you are, just make sure that you are even. After that last time, I want you to go ahead and just place that towel or strap to your mat. Walk to the top of your mat. Pedal out your heels. Maybe roll your shoulders. Maybe drop your chin towards your chest and rock from one side to the other. And then I want you to find Tadasana. On your inhale, reach your arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Take a nice big side stretch over to the right. Inhale, come up through center, and exhale, switch your grip. Side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale all the way down, bow forward and fold. Press your fingertips into your mat. Bend into your knees and lift your chest, shoulders down and away from your ears. Press the tops of your thighs back, bow forward. Bend into your knees, stack your vertebrae one at a time. Shoulders come up, shoulders go down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, grab a hold of that left wrist, right hand, side body stretch to the right. Come up through center and switch. Come up to center and exhale, bow forward and fold. Press your fingertips into your mat, bend into your knees, lift your chest. Press your thighs back, bow forward. Bend into your knees, roll yourself all the way up, shoulders come up and shoulders go down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Grab a hold of that left wrist, right hand, side body stretch. Come up through center and switch. Come up to center, exhale, bow forward and fold. Fingertips into your mat, bend into your knees, lift your chest. Press your thighs back, bow forward and fold, and plant your hands step back, downward facing dog. Paddle out your heels right and left. Come forward, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Zip your legs up together. Inhale, baby cobra. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift your hands off your mat. It's your breath that keeps you there. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes behind you. And either through tabletop or high plank, press yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Come forward, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Lower all the way down to your mat. Zip your legs up together. Inhale, baby cobra. This time, extend those arms behind you. Maybe try to bring those pinkies together to touch. Chin level with the earth. Exhale, lower down. Tabletop or high plank. Press yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Come forward, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Lower all the way down to your bellies. Zip those legs up together. This time, interlace your fingers behind your back and inhale, cobra. And breathe. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Press those hands away. And this time, we're just going to exhale, lower down to your mat. You're going to extend your left arm out long. Left ear on your mat. Right hand is on your mat next to your chest. And you might roll yourself over. And this might be an intense stretch on that left shoulder. Know that that's okay. But you might bring that top leg and bring it behind you for a deeper stretch. Scorpion pose. We won't be here for too long. And breathe. This is a pose that you can also use on a wall. So if your left arm was on your wall and you started to peel your chest open towards or away from the wall, it's going to stretch out your shoulder just the same. Go ahead and roll onto your bellies. Bring your right ear to your mat, extend that right arm out long. Left hand to that chest and start to just spin your body open. Maybe bring that left leg back behind you. Go ahead and roll back onto your bellies. Hands to the outside of your chest. Tabletop or high plank. Press yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels right and left. Take that gaze underneath each armpit. Energetically send your heels towards your mat. On an inhale, reach your right toes high to the sky. And then rise up to the ball mound of that left foot and reach your right toes high. Keep your right toes pointed and breathe. Flex your right foot, bring your left heel towards your mat. Bring that heel towards your seat. Open up your hip and breathe. You're gonna sweep that right leg to the outside of your right hand and then lower your left knee, lizard pose. And you're just gonna take some time here to maybe go back and forth. You might lower down to your forearms. You might twist here. You might find a half bind, working that right shoulder underneath that right thigh. You might find yourself on the knife edge side of that right foot, pressing that knee away from you. Press yourself back up. Toe and heel, that right foot in 2 times. And then roll your seat towards your heels. Bring those shoulders up, relax your shoulders down. Inhale your arms up. Interlace your fingers, point your fingers to the ceiling. Let your left toes lie flat on your mat and drop your hips forward, low crescent. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. You might lift your gaze, relax your throat. On an exhale, I want you to bring your hands to your mat. This time, curl your left toes behind you. As you send your hips back, I don't want them to be all the way on your heel, and flex your right toes towards your face. Half Hanuman or half splits pose here. You should feel a nice deep stretch in the back of that right leg. Keep your spine long and your belly in. And breathe. Go ahead and walk your hands forward. Lift your back knee off your mat. Plant your hands. Step back, 3-limb downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels right. Pedal out your heels left, and you might close your eyes and just take a moment to feel the difference from one side to the other. When you're ready, on an inhale, reach your left toes high to the sky, rise up to the ball mound of that right foot and reach apart. Send your right heel towards your mat, flex that left foot, open up your hip. And then go ahead and sweep that left foot to the outside of your left hand. Go ahead and drop that right knee. Lizard pose, second side. Again, just doing whatever feels good here. Lowering down to those forearms. Go ahead and press yourself up. If you're down, toe and heel that left foot in. And then roll your seat towards your heels, shoulders come up, shoulders go down. On an inhale, reach your arms up, interlace your fingers, point your fingers towards the ceiling, drop your hips forward, low crescent. Maybe lift your gaze, shoulders down, and breathe. Exhale, bring your hands down, curl your right toes behind you, and send your hips back, half Hanuman, second side. Walk your hands forward. Lift your right knee, step back, 3-limb downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend into your knees, lift your gaze, step or hop to the top of your mat, bow forward and fold. Bend into your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose. When you look down, you should be able to see all 10 toes. Nice long line from your tailbone to the crown of your head. And breathe. Maybe sink your hips a little bit lower as you exhale. As you reach your arms behind you, I want you to lift up to the ball mounds of your feet. Open up your chest. Heels down, reach your arms up. Again, reach your arms back. Lift your heels off your mat. Heels down, reach up. One more time, lift your heels, reach back. Heels down, reach up, take a breath in and exhale, bow forward and fold. Plant your hands, step or hop back, high plank, low plank, chaturanga, fine cobra, or upward facing dog. Meet back in downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, low lunge, drop your back heel to 45-degree angle, root down, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Chest expansion. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, rise up. Settle in, and on your exhale, write it down, humble warrior. Root down, rise up, warrior one. One more time, humble warrior. Last time, rise up, reach your arms up. Arms go down, step back, down dog. Step your left foot forward, right heel down. Root down to rise up, warrior one, make any adjustments you may need. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, chest expansion. Stay here, bow forward. Roll your seat towards your heels, rise up. And again, humble warrior, know that you don't have to do this, right? And up. One more time down. And up. Reach both arms up, stretch. Exhale, arms down. Step back, downward facing dog. Bend into your knees, lift your gaze, step or hop to the top of your mat, bow forward and fold. Toe and heel, your feet apart, heels on, toes off, sink your hips. Low malasana or yogi squat. Hands together to your heart center, pressing the backs of your arms into your thighs. And breathe. You might want to bring your left hand down and reach that right arm up high. Follow your fingertips. You might reach those right fingertips back behind you for a deeper chest opener. Switch. Take another 30 seconds or so here to do what feels good. It might feel good to find another chest opener. Don't let those knees collapse in. Bring your hands down, lift up, turn those toes in, bow forward and fold. On your inhale, you're gonna reach all the way up and stretch. On your exhale, you might take a back bend. Inhale to center. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Fingertips into your mat, bend into your knees, lift your chest. Press your thighs back, bow forward. Plant your hands, step or hop back, high plank. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Meet back in downward facing dog, and then on the inhale, reach your right toes high, and on your exhale, sweep it through. Low lunge. Root down, rise up, high crescent this time, left heel high to the sky, sink in. Bring that right arm underneath your left, high crescent, eagle arms. Shoulders down, and breathe. You're going to drop that back heel and open up to warrior two. Extend those fingertips away from one another. Right knees pressed out to the right side of your mat. Reach and reverse your warriors. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Spin your chest open and reach. Sink into your front knee. You might lift your right heel off your mat for a deeper stretch. Take a nice deep breath in, and on your exhale, arm circle your hands to your mat and step back to downward facing dog. Reach your left toes high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through. Low lunge. Find that low lunge first, and then rise up, high crescent. Right heel's lifted. Bring that left arm underneath your right high crescent. Eagle arms. Press your right kneecap towards the ceiling. Feel that nice stretch in your upper back, bringing those shoulder blades apart from one another. On your exhale, drop that back heel and open up to warrior two. Gaze is past your middle fingers. Press that left knee back, don't let it buckle in. Reach and then reverse your warriors. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Spin your chest open. Sink in, and you might lift that front heel off your mat for a deeper stretch. And breathe. Take a nice deep breath in, and on your exhale, arm circle your hands to your mat. Step back, down dog. Bend into your knees, lift your gaze, step or hop to the top of your mat. Just bow forward and fold. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Walk your hands through center and over to the left side of your mat. Walk back to center, bow forward. Step your left foot back. Low lunge. Left hand stays and reach your right arm up high and twist and spin your belly towards the right. And breathe. Gaze can be down, out, or up. You're gonna bring your right elbow to your right thigh. You're gonna drop your back heel and rise up, extended side angle. You might reach your right arm down. It might stay right where you are, but I want you to tack that right outer hip back, straighten that leg, triangle pose. Bend into your knee, side angle. Tack that outer hip back, triangle. Bend into that knee, side angle. One more time, triangle pose. We'll stay here for a breath or two. Maybe bring that left hand behind you and open up your chest. Bring that gaze up if you can. Out if you want to, down, no problem. And breathe. One more time, bend into that front knee. Reach your left arm high, side angle pose. Bring that left hand down and use your core to step to the top of your mat. Bow forward and fold. Step your right foot back, low lunge. Find that low lunge first. Right hand stays. Reach your left arm up high. Spin your belly to the left and reach. Gaze can be down, out, or up. Bring that left elbow to your left thigh. Drop your right heel and reach up, side angle pose. Tack that left outer hip back, extend forward, triangle pose. Bend into that knee, side angle pose. Tack that outer hip back, triangle pose. Bend into that knee, side angle pose. And tack that outer hip back, triangle pose. We'll be here for a breath or two. Maybe bring that right hand behind you. Open up your chest, gaze down, out, or up. And breathe wherever you are. One more time, bend into that knee. Reach your right arm up high. Exhale, lower down. Use your core, step to the top of your mat. Bow forward and fold. You're gonna press to that right heel as you inhale that left leg up. Single leg Tadasana. Bring your hands together to your heart center. Bring that left leg back behind you. Roll your seat towards your heels. Reach your arms up high, crescent. On your exhale, I want you to hinge from your hips and reach those fingertips, long biceps in line with your ears. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Root down through that right heel as you lift your left leg, maybe off your mat, warrior three. On your exhale, bring your hands to your mat. Bring that left knee in, bend into that right leg, single leg Shiva squat. You're going to tack your right outer hip back and then extend that left leg out long. Flex that foot. Your right hand's about 6 inches in front of your right foot. If your left hand never leaves your mat for your balancing half moon pose, no problem. Breathe. Carefully, mindfully bend into that right knee. Send your left toes back. Whoopsies. If you fall over, no problem. I almost just did. Warrior two. Spin onto your back toes. Reach that left arm up. High crescent. Root through your right heel as you lift that left leg up, cross your left leg over your right. Option to stay here. Bring your hands to your heart center. Sit your seat back. Finding that little pocket underneath your left ankle and in your left knee pit, keeping those shoulders down. Belly's pulled back. Finding something to help you maintain your balance. A focal point out in front of you. And breathe. On an exhale, I want you to just bow forward and fold. Cross your right foot in front of your left. And breathe. You might on an inhale find a halfway lift. And then exhale, allow your chest to just spill over your thighs. Go ahead and return your right foot next to your left and press through your left heel as you inhale, lift your right leg, single leg Tadasana. Flex your foot. And bring your hands together to your heart center. Send that right leg back. Reach your arms up, high crescent. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. On your exhale, hinge forward. And just notice a different stretch here, right? Where do you feel it? Probably on the outside of that left hip. Root through that left heel. Maybe lift your right toes off your mat. Warrior 3. Exhale, bring your hands to your mat, your knees together so that they're flush, a little bend into your left knee. Tack that left outer hip back and extend your right leg out. Left hand stays. When you're ready, reach that right arm up high. Balancing half moon second side. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of your left thigh. Feel that hip open. Carefully, mindfully, bend into that left knee. Send your right toes back. Warrior 2. Circle, sweep, spin onto your back toes. High crescent. Root through your left heel as you bring that right leg up and over. Figure 4, hands together to your heart center. Stay here or use your breath. Sink your hips back. If you fall out of this at home, no problem, just come back into it. On an exhale, I want you to bow forward and fold. Bring that left foot over that right. Your pinky toes should be touching, but all 4 points of each foot should be connected to your mat. So whatever adjustments you need to do to make that happen, go ahead. And go ahead, release, bow forward and fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Take a back bend if that feels good in your body. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Fingertips into your mat, bend into your knees, lift your chest. Press your thighs back. Bow forward, plant your hands, step or hop back, high plank. Low plank. Hold it. Lower all the way down to your bellies. Bring those forearms out in front of you. Elbows in line with your shoulders. Try to roll your inner wrist down. Zip your legs up together and find that Sphinx pose. Feel that back bend from your mid to your upper back. Shoulders down. Right side's gonna stay as you curl your left toes behind you. Reach back for that inner or outer left foot with your left hand. And then use your breath as you maybe lift that thigh off your mat for a deeper stretch. You're gonna feel this in your left shoulder, left thigh. Really keep that right and left hip point connected to your mat. On an exhale, slowly release. Same thing, other side. Curl your right toes behind you, inner outer sole. Square your shoulders up to the front of your mat. Maybe lift that thigh off your mat. Try not to let that right knee go out to the right corner of your mat. And breathe. Slowly lower down, Sphinx pose. Maybe sit up a little bit taller. You have the option to do one leg at a time again. Otherwise, you're gonna curl both feet behind you. Full Dhanurasana or bow pose. Inner or outer sole of your feet. And maybe today you just stay right here, bringing your heels towards your mat. Open up your chest. But maybe you use your breath and rise all the way up, lifting those knees off your mat, squeezing those shoulder blades together behind you, opening up your chest, and using your breath to rise up a little bit taller. And breathe. Don't let those knees fly out. Keep them in. Take one more breath here. Exhale, lower your thighs. Return to Sphinx pose. Maybe rise up to your fingertips and press yourself up to that seal pose. Chin still level with the earth. Exhale, lower down. Plant your hands. Rise up. Tabletop, and then come up to a kneeling position. We're gonna do camel. So your toes can lie flat on your mat, or you can curl them behind you. I like mine curled behind me. Make sure though that that pinky toe is on your mat and not curled underneath that fourth toe. And you might just bring your hands behind you, like you're gonna stick your hands into your back pocket, and that might be where you'd be today. Squeeze those elbows together and you're right here. But you might gently press in with the heel of your hand. Don't jet those hips forward, but just lightly press. Relax your jaw, relax your throat. And this might be where you stay, but camel might be part of your daily practice. So you might reach back behind you for those heels, lifting up, feeling that back bend through your mid to upper back. Relax your throat. And breathe. You might slowly begin to press yourself back up. Nice and slow. Nice work. And go ahead and just take a seat. You're going to lower down to your mats. Remember that towel, make sure you have that in your hand. You're going to extend your left leg out long. You're going to bring that right knee in, and you're going to take that towel or your strap, and you're going to press through the ball mound of that right foot to stretch the back of that right leg. Now, important here to keep your hips connected, okay? And your shoulders on your mat. And just press through the ball mound of that right foot. Bend into that right leg. Slowly release. Send that right leg out long. Bring your left knee into your chest. Wrap that towel or strap around the ball mound of that left foot. Hips down, shoulders down. Press through that left ball mound of your foot. into that knee. Go ahead and just bring your towel or your strap to the side of your mat. Bring your soles of your feet to your mat. Inner hip bone distance apart. Don't let your knees drop out to the sides. Keep all 4 points of your feet on your mat. And press down as you rise up to that easy bridge pose. And you might shimmy your shoulders underneath you for another chest expansion. And you might stay here for a breath or two, and you might need a little bit more. So you might bring those hands behind you, lower down, and press yourself all the way up to that full wheel pose. You might lower down halfway and press yourself up a little bit taller. And when you're ready, slowly lower yourself down to your mat. You might have a wall space near you, so you might want to do legs up the wall like that. So you bring your tush towards the wall and then spin yourself up. And you might just stay right here. Hands to your sides, hands out, palms up, palms down. Or you might grasp your opposite hand for your opposite elbow for another chest expansion, getting into those lats. Might feel good to just close your eyes here. Maybe flex and point your toes, strengthen your ankles. It also might feel good to bring those legs out a little bit wider and just let gravity do its thing. You might switch the grip of your elbows if that's something that feels good in your body. If your legs are wide, I want you to zip them together as you would a jacket. So nice and slow. Bring them together. If you're on that wall, go ahead, press yourself away, then return to your mat. Bring your knees into your chest and then reach for the inner outer soles of your feet for that happy baby pose. You might wrap your fingers around, your peace fingers around your big toes and press your heels out to the corners of the room. You might rock yourself side to side for a nice little low back massage. Bring your knees together, soles of your feet to your mat. Gently drop your knees over to the right. And come up through center and drop them over to the left. Come up through center, bring the soles of your feet together to touch and let your knees drop out to the sides of your mat. Maybe bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Close your eyes. Know that you can stay right here if that feels good, or you can extend your legs out long and your hands to the sides of your body with your palms facing up or your palms facing down for your final Shavasana. Allowing your spine to sink into your mat. Relax the muscles of your face. Press your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then your shoulders into your mat to open up your chest. On an inhale, take a deep breath and stretch. Bring both of your knees into your chest and rock yourself from one side to the other, choosing your favorite side. Or rocking yourself forward and back. And using that momentum to find yourself in an easy seated position. Bring your right hand down next to you and reach your left arm up and over and take a nice big side body stretch. Press to your right hand as you rise up through center and switch. Taking a nice big side stretch. On an inhale, reach both your arms up, lift your gaze. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms so that they're up, shoulders sink down. Bring your hands out in front of your chest. Press your hands away, chin in towards your chest, and round your back. Press to your hands as you roll yourself up. Shoulders sink down. And then exhale, bring your hands out to your sides and pull your thumbs back behind you. Open up your hearts. On your exhale, bring your hands together to your heart center. Gently close your eyes and take a moment to check in with yourself. Take a moment to reflect on how you feel in your own body. On an inhale, we reach our arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart center. It is truly an honor to get to lead this fine community, whether it is virtually or in person. Until we meet again, namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this Friday morning in my living room. If you joined a little bit later and missed my introduction, my name is Cassie. I'm from the St. Paul JCC. If there is anything you all may need during this time, please feel free to let me know. Thanks, Paula. Thanks, Sarah. Hi, Anna. Namaste, Jen. It was so good to see all of you. So you all have a great rest of your day, a good weekend. I will be back on Sunday at 9 a.m. We're going to do kind of like a yoga workshop. So we're going to work on crow pose. But Anna will be here at 12:30 today to lead you fine folks through a core class. It should be a killer. And then she'll be back tomorrow, Saturday at 9 a.m. for Instructor's Choice. Thanks, Jen. I'm so happy to hear that. I hope you all feel great. I hope this sequence today leaves you feeling a little bit more open in your hamstrings, hips, and shoulders, okay? So don't forget to breathe, everyone, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Bye.